What's going on, guys? Chillisfm here, bringing you not one, but two Go Battle Night Great League teams. And you might be saying, yo, Chillis, what's the difference between a Go Battle Night Great League team and just a normal, everyday Go Battle League Great League team? Well, on Go Battle Night, we're going to have a lot of battles to play. And if you're like me, you can't stay up till midnight playing your battles because you got to get up early, you got to go into your everyday job that pays the bills, or you might have school the next morning. Either way, can't be playing battles until midnight. So you're going to need a team that is going to move these battles along very quickly without tanking all of your elo. So that's going to be the goal of both of these teams. The first team is really going to be focused on moving the battles very quickly. The second team is going to be even stronger, but it's not going to move the battles quite as quickly. So what I wanted to do when I was building this team is I wanted to focus on fast move pressure, and that's going to be the theme for both teams. On the first team, I definitely wanted to make it a bit more glassy. That's why you can see I am building a Shadow Gardevoir for it. Whereas the second team is going to have a bit more bulk. So looking at the first team, going to have Rainy Castform on the lead. Altaria is going to normally be my closer, and Shadow Gardevoir is my safe swap typically. Now in this first battle, it's going to be a little bit different. And by the way, I am going to be showcasing 3 battles with each team so you can get a really good understanding of how the teams play out. So anytime you have a neutral lead with Rainy Castform, you do need to swap out because you need to lure out either the Azumarill or the Steel type, whichever one they have on their team. So you can see here, I did have to swap into my Altaria because I really can't bring in Gengar onto my Shadow Gardevoir. And I did lure out their Azumarill, so that's great. I'm going to be able to chip away with my Altaria, even though they are resisting the Dragon Breath. And then I'm going to be able to come back in with my Rainy Castform and take out this Azumarill. All I gotta do is go up to the Thunder. I can definitely tank whatever they throw here. Now, unfortunately, you can't control what your opponent brings. So if they're bringing very bulky and very spammy teams, those battles are still going to take a little while. And yeah, don't be a dummy like me here and go for the Weather Ball. Just go for Thunder. They're not going to shield. Yeah, I don't know why I baited there. Anyways, able to come in with my Shadow Gardevoir. Now this Gengar is loaded with energy. It's going to be time to use both of my shields right here, and hopefully they're weak to Shadow Gardevoir in the back. So I am shielding up both of these Shadow Punches here. What do they have in the back? Did you see it? Did you see it? There was a Scrafty there. Y'all might not have seen it. That Scrafty just completely got deleted, and that match is over just like that. Moving into the next one, up against a Shadow Swampert lead, obviously a good lead. I'm going to be swapping into Gardevoir to answer for this Sableye. That Sableye is just melting away, and really, I'm not going to use a shield here because I don't really care where Swampert's aligned. So I'm just going to go ahead and come back in with my Rainy Castform, and you can see I waited out the Switch Clock here, but there's no benefit to it because my Switch Clock is still at 50%. So if it's Go Battle Night, don't even wait out your Switch Clock. Just come right on in. That way you can get those battles done even quicker. Alright, so going to be going for the Weather Ball against the Swampert, and the Water Gun damage is going to be so oppressive that I can just shield once, and they're only going to be able to get to one big move. So they did throw the Sledge Wave. If it was just the Hydro Cannon, then it would still be fine and be able to tank one Sledge Wave, but I had to use one shield, is my point. So after that, I can just Water Gun all the way down. They do get to a Hydro Cannon, no big deal, and in the back they have Skarmory, and I learned from my lesson, I'm going straight for the nuke. I don't care that they have 2 shields. If it's Go Battle Night, I'm going for the nukes, and if they shield it and I can top left, that's fine, as long as I'm moving the battles along quickly. So after I landed that Thunder, they definitely should be backing out of this, but they're wanting to play it out. I guess, fine. I'm going to be throwing the Weather Ball. And look at this. Almost able to make it to another Weather Ball. They have 2 HP. Like, come on, just like move it along. This is everyday Go Battle League right now, though. I think during actual Go Battle Night, people are going to be a lot more keen to actually hitting that top left button if there is no win con. But in the everyday battles, people do like to play it out a little bit more. Moving into the final battle with this team up against a Shadow Nidoqueen. This is a great lead for me. They're going to be swapping into a Umbreon. And this is going to be Shadow Nidoqueen Double Dark, which is a team that was put out by Shirady earlier today at the time of recording this. It's going to be probably a couple days ago by the time this is actually released. But this team is very strong against this and very strong against a lot of the meta teams. So you're going to see this team right here. We can talk about Azumarill Double Ghost, right? Rainy Castform beats Azumarill. We have our Altaria that can really beat both of the Ghost, and one of those is going to be Sableye anyway, so we can put Gardevoir on that Sableye. That's not a problem. There's also Hypno Double Dark, Well, Rainy Cast Form will lose to Hypno if it has Thunder Punch, but if it has Thunder Punch, it really can't do much to Altaria, and again, Altaria is going to be doing so much to these dark types, you really don't have to worry about it. Plus, you have Charm Gardevoir, and if Hypno doesn't see the Charmer, then yeah, Charm Gardevoir is just going to destroy. So, going to be able to beat all three of those very, very popular teams. I'm sure there's some other popular teams that I am not thinking of right now. But yeah, I mean, the point is, this team's going to be able to handle what you see a lot of. Again, this person should have hit top left a long time ago. I think you're going to see more of that during Go Battle Night. So yeah, this team will definitely get you through your sets very quickly. We're going to go ahead and finish this one out. I'm just going to fast forward and then we'll jump on into team number 2. Alright guys, so let me know what you thought of team number 1. Looking at team number 2, we are going to be leading Deoxys Defense, and it's been a long time since I featured a team with Deoxys Defense, but most people have them now since they've been back in raids. So this is going to be Deoxys Defense on the lead, Shadow Nidoqueen as the safe swap, and still using Altaria as my closer because I was just seeing so many mods weak in the back to Altaria. I think it's a very strong pick right now. So this is going to be a bit more of a bulky team, but it's still going to be focused on fast move pressure, so it's still going to help move you through your sets quickly. And you might be saying, hey, Chillis, this team is super weak to Sableye, right? Well, it's not so bad. So if you see a Sableye in the lead, you're going to want to immediately swap into Nidoqueen, and Nidoqueen actually wins that in the one shield. So you just can't shield what they throw. If they don't shield what you throw, you just go straight for the Earth Power, then you win that. You can see they did catch the Earth Power here on the Skarmory, but now I can bring in Deoxys and I can overfarm by quite a bit since they went straight for the Sky Attack there and throw this Thunderbolt before they get to the next Sky Attack. If they shield this, I will have to match shields, but they actually go ahead and go down. So now I'm expecting Sableye to come back in. I'm going to be ready to swap into Altaria, and yep, there's the Sableye. So what do they have in the back? We don't know, because they're staying in with Sableye, which tells me I'm probably right. They're probably weak to Altaria in the back. I'm going to be building up, going for the Sky Attack. You can see just the Dragon Breaths alone already have this Sableye pretty low. Let's see if we get a shield here. Yep, we get a shield. So, I mean, they gotta be super weak to Altaria in the back. I'm definitely going to shield whatever they throw here, whether it be the return or the foul play. Just the foul play, still a good shield. And what do you have in the back? Yeah, there's a Meganium. Meganium can do absolutely nothing against Altaria. Again, a situation that should be a top left, but they are playing it out because I guess they have a lot of time right now. So they're going to be throwing this Frenzy Plant at me. You can see how little this does. It's double resisted by Altaria, and finally we get the top left, and that's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. So I said this is the team for climbing. I played this only for a set and a half, and I was on a 7-game win streak. So I did lose one. Actually, I played 8 battles with it, but that was the very first battle, and then after that, it was all wins. So moving into the next one, up against a Hypno lead. If you see a Hypno, you pretty much assume it's Hypno Double Dark, and it looks like that Hypno must not have been running Shadow Ball. Plus, you know, he has 2 dark types, so he's just like, I can bring a dark type in. I'm going to go ahead and eat a foul play here and save my energy, come in with my Nidoqueen, and I could go Poison Fang here and potentially win this, but I think the saver play is just to go straight for the Earth Power, because a lot of times they're just not going to shield up that Earth Power anyways, because they're expecting you to debuff them first. So yes, here is the Earth Power. Does it land? Yes, it does. And am I able to farm down after that? Unfortunately not. I do have to give up 1 shield here, otherwise they would take me out. But it's not a big deal because I will have energy when that Hypno comes back in, which is great because otherwise Hypno just confusions me all the way down. So here's the Hypno, able to make it to the Earth Power. Do they respect it this time or do they go down? Let's find out together. They do give up a shield, that's fine with me. I'm going to go ahead and swap immediately into my Deoxys, knowing that there's probably a second dark type in the back. I just want to land this Thunderbolt. It lands, I don't care, you can take out my Deoxys at this point. I'll be able to come in with Altaria and farm down. Now, again, I wait out my switch clock. If you can read the line like that clearly, probably just come in, because if you're wrong, then you can just top left anyways, and there's the Scrafty. They actually top left, guys! We did it! Alright, so moving into the next one, up against a Skarmory lead, they swap into a Unova Stunfisk, and we're going to be bringing out Altaria. So Altaria is our best answer here for sure. We will be taking neutral from the discharges, but they are running Mud Bomb anyway, so we're resisting the Mud Bombs, and I do have to go for the Moonblast because Sky Attack is resisted. You can see already though, the Dragon Breaths have got them almost into the yellow, so even if I didn't throw, I could probably just double Shodan Form all the way down. But we're going to go for the Moonblast. It does land, puts them into the red, and it's going to be an easy Dragon Breath down. They do get to one more move, but Discharge is not going to take out Altaria from here, so no worries about that. Saving my shields for tomorrow, or later on in the battle at least. They're going to come out with Skarmory. I'm going to go ahead and reach the Sky Attack just for a little bit of chip damage, and this will be allowing Deoxys to be able to one-shot with the Thunderbolt from this range. So I can come back in with Deoxys. They're throwing... And I don't know if I knew the counts here. I might shield. No. I was assuming it was just going to be a Sky Attack. And I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt after overfarming just by a little bit. Again, I didn't know where they were at on energy. I had lost count. So they do show up the Thunderbolt. Now they're going to be throwing soon. Okay. So they throw here. And at this point, I think it's pretty safe to assume that they just reached 5, right? Otherwise, why would you hold on to that Sky Attack? Sky Attack wasn't going to quite KO, and they didn't throw Brave Bird. So I'm able to counter all the way down. Even though it's non-stab, counter is such an oppressive move that it does a lot from my Deoxys. And yeah, that's a DM right there. I didn't need to throw the Psycho Boost, but then I come out with Nidoqueen and they top left. So that's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. Like I said, guys, you can see the 5-0 right here. I had 2 wins prior to this. This team felt super, super strong. So if you're looking for some fairly quick sets with a very strong team, I highly recommend this team. But that's going to be it for today. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, this is Chillisfm reminding you to always keep pushing forward.